Hey, it's your guy Tyrrell back with the interviews. Atletico Madrid win the UEFA Super Cup, but how did they do it? Where did they go right? Where did Real Madrid go wrong? And did they really miss Cristiano Ronaldo? Don't worry, here at the interviews, we've got you covered. So on this edition of the interviews, we're going to break down how Atletico Madrid defeated Real Madrid. So UEFA Super Cup, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. In today's video, we're going to break down how Atletico Madrid varied their pressing to stop Real Madrid from playing out the back, how Real Madrid overcame that, and who was the key player for Atletico Madrid. When we do break it down, we have Atletico Madrid in more of a 4-4-2, Griezmann and Diego Costa up front. Out in the wide areas, we have Thomas Lemar and Koke. In midfield, Rodri, and we have Saul. Real Madrid without Cristiano Ronaldo, more of a 4-2-3-1, Karim Benzema up front ahead of Asensio. You had Isco coming off the left, Bale on the right, in midfield, Cruz and Casemiro. When we do break it down, Atletico Madrid had two ways of pressing in terms of stopping Real Madrid from coming forward. The first one was pressing from the front, obviously, when they looked like they wanted to win the ball closer to Real Madrid's box to harm Keylor Navas. They had the two forwards going up front to press the center backs, the wide players to push out to the full backs. They had Rodri and Saul push forward. And obviously, as you could see, man for man, Real Madrid struggled to play out of that. They were forced to go long, and Atletico Madrid did that in bits and spurts. When they didn't press from the front, they dropped a bit deeper, more into a compact 4-4-2. And what happened there was that they had Griezmann and Diego Costa sitting on Casemiro and Cruz. In midfield, they had the wider players tucking a bit narrow to ensure that Real Madrid couldn't play passes between the lines. The reason why they had Diego Costa and Griezmann sit on Cruz and Casemiro, they didn't want them to dictate tempo from deeper positions. They didn't want them to push forward and play penetrative passes or passes out into dangerous wide areas, so they sat on them. Cruz often had to push out to the left to get onto the ball, but they had Costa often tracking to ensure that he couldn't deliver those passes as often as he would want to. When you think about how their shape really stopped Real Madrid when they sat a bit deeper, this was the thing. If they push the fullbacks forward in Marcelo and Carvajal, you have the wide players stepping out and they shift across as a unit. If it moves out to the left, shift across, keep compact, dominate the center of the pitch, and ensure that there's protection there. Atletico fullback stays on Madrid wide player. Atletico wide player pushes out to the fullback. The key thing here was that what we often had was Real Madrid's front four was very interchangeable. If Benzema moved out to the left, we'd often see Asensio push forward, Isco move out. If Bale moved away from the right-hand position and moved a bit higher, sometimes you'd see Benzema push out. Various options trying to pull Atletico out of position. What we often saw was Isco trying to create those overloads like he's renowned for, coming off the left, moving to the right. The thing here is that when he tried to do that, if every man is marked up properly, like I'd say, you'd have Hernandez on Bale, you'd have Koke on Carvajal. What would happen is that you'd have a Atletico Madrid player shift over to ensure that there was pressure on Isco, and then they would shift over as a unit. If Benzema pushed out there as well, as we often saw, trying to get four Real Madrid players in that zone to bypass Atletico Madrid's midfield, you'd have a center back push across. Same thing on the other side. Push forward. If you have Isco there, Asensio coming in, you'd have a midfielder come across as well. You'd have a wider player shift over. That's how simple it was. It's very difficult to complete as a unit, but Atletico Madrid do it so well, and Real Madrid couldn't create chances, and that was a big problem for Lopetegui's man. What happened here was that how did Real Madrid overcome that? Well, they had to win individual battles. That was the key thing for them, and they did. They had a few opportunities. You think about earlier on where you have Marcelo just pushing a bit forward on Juan Fran to win the ball, breaks into the closer to the box, delivers a cross in. You have Asensio attacking at the near post. His back heel nearly beats Oblak, but Oblak pushes it away. You look to the goal itself, and what you get there is a ball switched out to Gareth Bale. He has Koke pushing out. He has Hernandez there as well. What does he do? He cuts on the outside, beats both of them, delivers a cross into the box. Benzema pulls off Savic again. Just individual brilliance, defensive lapses. Real Madrid make you pay. They have the quality, they have the talent. That's what they did there. That's 1-1. Another opportunity that they do have is when Saul steps forward. He evades the press of Toni Kroos, but then Casemiro comes across to intercept the ball, plays it out to Asensio, who's within 5 meters of him, runs past Lamar. You have Juan Fran higher, he runs at Savic, cuts in and bends his effort wide. That is another opportunity. There was one more on the counter attack where it was a quick counter from a Carvajal block. Benzema plays in Bale, switches it over to Asensio. He doesn't get a shot off, but that is how Real Madrid were breaking forward. Winning individual battles, again, playing on the counterattack. There was one more incident in the second half where, like you say, ball out of the back, Lucas Hernandez is tight on Bale. He cuts across him. Benzema comes deeper. Godin comes with him, plays the wall pass. You have Bale breaking into that left half space, wins the corner kick. But that is where Real Madrid were finding their holes. And they did score that one goal. They did get Sergio Ramos to convert a penalty from that Juan Fran handball. But besides that, they struggled to create chances. This is a difficult side to break down. When you lose a prolific goal scorer like Cristiano Ronaldo, it doesn't help you either. But like I said, Bale, Benzema, they did play very well with their individual brilliance to create space for Real Madrid. Probably should have converted more chances. They didn't. And then we have to look to the key player of the game. It's Diego Costa, involved in all 4 goals, scored 2, created the 2 in extra time. How did he do it? Just his ability to be that brute force, run into the channels, work hard, pester his defenders, be a poacher, convert his chances. That's what he did here. You break down how they really won the game, and it's just simple, direct football. And that's the problem. That is where Real Madrid is going to be upset. Long ball over the top, not even a minute into the game, peels off Ramos, comes across Varane, beats Navas at the near post, 1-0. You look at what changes that they did have to make. Griezmann wasn't that effective. He tried to play in Costa in behind the Real Madrid backline on several occasions. Didn't work out. They bring on Correa for Griezmann. He plays central with him. They bring on Vitolo for Rodri. Vitolo moves out to the left. Koke, Saul in midfield. You have Lamar playing a bit more narrow in those pockets of spaces, did very well, receives those balls in the pockets, links play, tries to connect short passes, did win a few free kicks because he was fouled. You have Vitolo cutting in from the left as well. That space created, Lamar's positioning created space for Juan Fran to move forward. Real Madrid obviously take the lead. Atletico are trying to find an equalizer. Who is it? Lamar clipping a simple ball over the top. It's Costa peeling off. His overhead kick does save the play. Marcelo not doing a good job in the wide area does save the play. You have Correa skipping past Modric and Ramos and pulling it back for Costa, who does poach his effort into the net. Other changes are made, obviously, for Real Madrid. Modric comes in for Isco, moves higher up, and then eventually moves into midfield. Vasquez moves out wide. Then you have Ceballos coming in for Casemiro. Bale and Benzema play a bit higher. And then what you have here is more of control in that center of the pitch. Atletico did struggle to find space between the lines. Like I said, Correa did as the game wore on, but he couldn't connect with Costa. But in extra time, it's Thomas Partey, who does come on for Lamar, plays a bit higher ahead of Koke and Saul. Vitolo and Correa move out wide. What do we get here? More running from Costa. He makes a difference. It's a Godin pass into that left channel. He runs in behind Carvajal. Varane comes across. He brushes Varane off. And what happens here is that although he cuts in and he does get stopped by Koke, by Kroos, what happens is that Ramos plays it back to Varane. Partey presses him. Costa gets the ball in the box, pulls it back for Saul, who finishes. The final goal, again, Vitolo nodding the ball into space for Costa to break into, runs off Carvajal, plays it back to Vitolo, tees up Koke. 4-2, game done. Diego Costa, the key man in the game. Atletico Madrid pressed well. They ensured that Real Madrid couldn't create chances. They eventually did concede goals to individual mistakes and losing individual battles to superior players, but they didn't concede many goals, and that was the big thing. Costa's all-round number 9 play made the difference. They could play direct to him. They could play him into the channels. He bullied defenders. That's Diego Costa that you want. Atletico got it, and this could be a big season for them. But let me know what you guys think. Can Atletico live up to the hype that many have placed on them? What can Real Madrid do this season, and how will they replace Cristiano Ronaldo's goals, and who will finish ahead of each other in La Liga? Meet me in the comments below. Don't forget I upload videos every day, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And that was your daily dose of the interviews.